Right, good morning. Every now and again, or sometimes, something happens that you're not expecting, or something happens, you know, and you make a decision and you react to that decision and you do what you're going to do, and all of a sudden something gets you somewhere. And let me explain, it'll be easy to explain. I had a guy come in, he bought me 3 guitars in the other week. He just wanted to give him the once over, he wanted my advice and wants to know what he could do, but his funds were limited. And he bought in this acoustic guitar, but the frets are knackered on it, and he says it's been stood around for years and I've just dug it out and blah blah blah. And I says, look, for what it's worth, I says a refret is going to cost you 125 quid plus the price of a fret wire. You know, a setup will be included with that, but is it really worth doing on this guitar? So we decided it wasn't, and I sent him away and I did his other 2 guitars. And I did him his other 2 guitars at a good rate, a really good rate, knowing his financial situation. But when he went away, and he never bugged me or anything, but I thought about his guitar, and I'm going to show you the guitar, and I'm going to show you it's in the condition he bought it in at. And there it is, and it might look alright on camera from where you are, but let me tell you, it's a bit of a mess. It'll take you up to the neck there, and it's been stood in a shed or wherever for 20 odd years. The frets have had it, but it's a Yamaha. Now my acoustic guitar is a Yamaha, I've got an FG 700 series of 720, and I use it in church and it plays brilliant. But I said to him, I says, look, I says, all you can really do with this is clean it up and just sell it as it is. It's electroacoustic, don't know when it was made, don't know where it was made, just says Yamaha Corporation, or made in Taiwan. So it's not that old a model, I don't think. Yamaha Compass Series, never heard of it. Anyway, he went away with his guitars and he was really happy with the work and all that, and I thought about it. I thought, you know what, I've not done an acoustic guitar refret for yonks. I thought I could do with, there's always something crops up where I think I'll do a cheapie on that, and because what I do is I'm going to get the experience of doing it. So I got in touch with him anyway and I says, listen, that guitar, you try to sell it, you're probably not going to sell it, you're probably going to get it. I said, I'm going to do you a favour. I said, bring it back, I'm going to refret it, and I'll do it for a token amount, in this case being 25 quid. I said, I'll do it for 25 quid, you pay for a fret wire. He says, right, okay, that's great, thank you so much, and blah 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 blah. So I'm going to do that. And he also wants a set of strings. So I've got a set of strings, set of 3 quid. It cost me 3 quid. Some PVs up there, good strings by the way, PV strings. So I'll do the whole lot, including the fret wire, for 35 quid. And it's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to show you, you've already seen it, I'm showing you the state of the guitar. And what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to strip it, and I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to strip it, clean it up, get the frets off. The tuners look brilliant. I want to mind them tuners myself. You know, maybe I should have thought about it more. Just kidding. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it up, strip it. The action's relatively high on it, but I can take a couple of mil off the bridge here, sort that action out. The neck I've not looked at. Looks okay, looks straight. Is there a truss rod in this end? So that's what I'm going to do. Just showing the state of the guitar. I imagine the electrics do work. I had to plug it in, so I don't know. I've got a couple of strap pins. So that's it. I'm going to stick to that, what I said. And I'm going to refret this. I've already ordered the fret wire. It cost me, I think it cost, well, it's going to cost him to pay for it. I think it cost around about 7 quid, 7.5 quid. I've gone with silver, 2 mil, regular height. So that's it. So that's where I'm with. The model is, it doesn't, oh, there is a model. Oh, it's a CPX-5S CS. So there you go. So the guitar's probably worth a few quid. I don't know how much it's worth. Is it £400 guitar, whatever? Don't know what that sticker is. Oh, that's his band sticker, 10 o'clock horses. Really like a folky punk type band. Not really my thing, but they're alright. But anyway, show you the frets close up here. We've had it. I says I'll replace a lot, so I'm going to do a lot. So that's where I am with that. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some bleach on there, not really, get some kind of cleaner on there, some solvent, get it all cleaned up, get all this smeg off it, and I'm going to get it cleaned up and get it ready, because the fret wire's not come yet, so I'm going to get it prepared for refretting and rebuilding, basically, cleaning and putting back together, and that's gonna really be it. So keep tuned, I'll be back later with an update. Right, back with this Yamaha CPX-5S CS, earlier model I imagine. Just been reading up some info. Early models weren't been moved production to Taiwan, and by all accounts were very well made guitars. So what I've done with this is I've stripped it and cleaned it. Took the tuners off, took the nuts off, took the truss rod cover off, checked the truss rod, that works alright. Frets, I'm going to get the frets out later. Cleaned up all the areas. Basically I'm just getting a dose of white spirit. I just wiped over it. It's an oil base, basically cleaner, solvent, or the bridge. Get it a good wipe over, get it a good clean. Check that everything works, which it does. The neck's straight, the truss rod works, I've loosened that off. Everything always goes in the pot, all the screws, the nut, the tuners, everything. So everything's in a pot there. Saddle. I mentioned remove the bridge, lower the bridge earlier. We're not going to lower the bridge, we're going to lower the saddle. We'll take a couple of mil off the bottom of that, and we'll lower the action that way. So yeah, the guitar is actually quite okay. There's some, I won't say mould, but some damp's got into the wood on the inside. It's going to be okay. I'm going to, if I can get all the electrics out without damaging anything or without having to unglue anything, be a bonus. We've got an end pin jack there. So I'm going to get everything removed, including the strap pins, and so we can get it all jigged up and get it ready for a refret. Now regarding my jig, I was using it the other day, and as good a jig as it is, I had a problem, and luckily it was on a satin finish neck and a friend's guitar where the condition doesn't actually matter. But when I was hammering the frets in, my two, easy to explain, I bought some new dials. But on that guitar, when I hammered the frets in, this part of the thing had gone into the neck, and I had to fill the holes in. So what I'm going to do is, I've bought another strip of steel, and where I've got 3 vertical bits of steel bar with a lid on, holding the guitar up, I'm going to add 3 more. It's going to basically make it more in line with the Stumac version. It's going to give the neck a lot more support. I'm not going to hammer frets in on that jig anymore. I've got a new contraption here. If I just turn around and show you, I bought this, and I've got this. And what I do is basically I've got this contraption there, and I've got this that's going to go underneath, and that basically supports an acoustic neck much better. And I'm going to refret that way, and I'm going to hammer over that. So that's it. So that's where I am. The guitar's all cleaned up. I'm going to get the frets removed, and then it's a matter of waiting for the fret wire to turn up, and I can crack on with it. I've got plenty of other stuff to be getting on with. We're going to make some more videos today, so I'll be back later with another update. Right, good morning. Yamaha CSX-55. No, it's not. Is it 55? No, it's not. It's a CPX-5S. There you go. You see, I've got it all taped up here. And there's a reason for that. I got to. I thought I'd do a trial fret last night. Put a fret in trial. Took one out, put one in, and realised this is the old fret. I'm going to do one. That's one of the old frets. Pretty standard, you'd think. Yeah, it looks pretty standard, but it isn't. The actual tang height on these, on the new ones, is more. Could be a difference in tang height. This is about half a mil longer that way underneath. So I can't fit the frets into the, because this is a bound fingerboard, can't fit the frets into the slot. So what I've decided to do is, I could have removed the binding, which for a 25 quid job I'm not going to do. It's too big a job. So I could actually go and find some not so tall fret wire but with shorter tang, and I've tried to do that and I couldn't find any, and what I could find was like 3 times more expensive than what I've got. So I've decided what I am going to do is I'm cutting through the binding, and I've already done it on one fret. And you know, I know the owner's not going to be pissed off with that, but I've already done one here. And what I've done is I've had to cut, I have to turn this round, I've actually cut through the binding using my, I actually bought a guitar saw a couple of years back, and it's about 1/2 mil wide. I think the curve's 0.6 millimeters, and it's a guitar saw, Sheffield steel. It's a great saw, and it's perfect for cutting fret slots because it's only like just under 0.6. I think it's exactly 0.6 millimeters. So I've decided to cut through the binding and put the frets in that way. So that's what I'm going to do, and it's the reason that I've taped up the guitar here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these frets. I'm going to get some heat in there. I'm going to remove the frets, and I'm going to saw through the binding. So I want this on the guitar so I don't cut into the guitar. I'm going to put another layer of that on, another layer, and I'm going to cut slots into the binding. It's not going to cause any damage to the guitar. I mean, this fret is, I've actually cut, so you'll see a gap there right now. That fret is not the fret that's going in. I actually cut the fret, I cut the tangs off the ends to fit it inside the binding. So I'm going to go with a complete fret. In fact, I'll show you what I'm going to do, because I can remove this one. Oh, so I can remove it. This one's going in the bin regardless. So there you go. If I just turn the camera around, for argument's sake, just to show you where I'm at with this. There you go, about in the middle. That's close enough. I ain't got the right end. So what I'm going to do with this is, here's a fret slot. I'll get the blade out, get the saw out. I'll show you exactly how we're going to go with this. There's the old fret slot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut over the binding, and we're going to cut the slots a little bit deeper, like so. That's it, I've already done this one. Now what I'll do is I'll have this all clamped up when I'm sawing, because you don't want to just saw like so and blah blah blah. We've got to watch chipping. I've got a little chip there, I'll get some super glue on that in a second, hold that in. But also what I'm doing is, once I've cut these slots, I'm going to go in with 3/8 file there, and we're just going to widen these, just so it accepts the new fret. And then we can bang a new fret on there, and all we're going to do is just tap it in. And once it taps in, come over to the edges, roll over the edges like so, get them all straight in, and we'll get them all snipped and sorted. That's absolutely fine. Might not even need gluing in. I could just nib the ends off that. So that's how I'm going to go with it. You know, and it's going to be the easiest way. End of the day, we'll see that it's not going to. Once we cut the ends off, I can just nib the ends off right now. It's going to be really. That's it. The ends are nibbed off. All we've got to do with that now is just dress these ends. And you'll be able to see, just get you right in there. Can you see there? Right up, we've just got to file that down, and that's fine. So that's the way I'm going to do it. Not be that difficult a job, I shouldn't imagine. Are we about right there? I think we're almost right with that. So that's how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to work that today. That's how I'm going to get on with that, and we'll update once it's all done. Right, good afternoon. We're back with this Yamaha. It's all up on the jig. It's all supported underneath, and it's perfectly straight, which I'll show here by placing the straight bar in the centre, on the edge, and on this edge. It's a 25 scale, 25.5 inch scale neck. You'll see I've cut the slots. So I'm going to zoom in and show you, because you might not get. I'm going to explain a couple of things as well. Right, there you go. I think you see enough there. I cut these slots and I cut through the binding, and I was going to use my guitar saw, but the curve or the width of the cutting edge was too wide for the slots. So what I did, it might not look too wide, but I'll explain why in a minute. So I decided not to use that. I decided to use my razor saw, Japanese razor saw type affair. Absolutely fantastic. This cut through This is less than half a millimetre wide. It's got a lot of teeth per inch on this one, and it went through like butter. It cut the groove and it cut the binding absolutely no problem. It took me about not even 5 minutes to do it with that. So that's all done. Now you might think that these slots are wide, and they're not. And the reason they look wide is because I'm going with a slightly wider tang. What I've done is, just come a little bit closer, I've gone with a 3-edge file, and what I've done is, when I've cut in, all I've done is I've just opened up the tops, like so, just so they accept the new fret. This one looks really wide, but it's not wide at all, it's just because it's got a bit of a line around there. So that's it, I'm ready to put in the new frets, but before I do that, now I'm not going to make the same mistake I made last time of putting the frets in while it's on the jig. I'm not going to do that anymore, I've gone with a different way. The reason it's on here is I wanted to check the radius, which I knew was going to be 16 anyway. It is 16, but what I was going to do is, because we've got the remnants of glue there and we've got it all straight now, I've got the 16 radius block, which was already prepared for sanding. It's got 400 grit on there, so all I'm going to do is go up and down the net, just remove the glue off between the frets and basically re-radius the neck. I'm not taking any material off. All we're really doing is just taking off that glue and making sure we keep to the radius. Now this is quite a fine grit, 400 grit, so it's not going to remove anything, but all I'm going to do is, now I've got a nice smooth top. And what I could do if I really wanted to be picky would be to take my flat beam and go across with some 200, just to make sure the glue's off and to make sure we're going to stick to this radius, which we are. And that's it, we've gone across with some 200 there. Going back to some 400 there. Levelling beam. I know this is removing stuff because I can feel the resistance. And that's all we're going to do, it's all I need to do. Again, back with the radius block, make sure we're sticking to the radius. I like a bit of overlap on this side because you can just push one way and it's not going to remove anything. I could go that way. I bought pre-cut fret wire. It's 2mm wide, 1mm high, and the tang is 1.6mm deep. I think 1.6 and 1.7. It wasn't expensive. Just under £7 delivered. So there we go with that. That is now ready for the refret. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clear these slots. And we know how to do that. Take my X-Acto. I've lost a cover for this, so I've had to make one. Take my X-Acto, and all we're going to do is just clear out these slots. I might actually use it. I actually might actually use a Stanley blade for this because this is too wide as well. So I might just go get a Stanley blade. That's too wide. So at least we're going to have nice, tight fret slots there. Do I have a Stanley blade? Not where I can find at the moment. So. Super. Just take this. It's just a point, and this will be enough because we can blow it. We'll just start with a lovely smooth surface here now. Am I going to glue these frets in? Yeah, I think I will. You know, super glue. We know how that's done. I've done it before in the last couple of videos. Now you see why we cover the body, just in case we're slick with anything, but we take us time anyway. I already know these fret slots are deep enough because I cut them deeper than they were. So what I'm going to do is nice and easy. I've got pre-cut fret wire. I'm not going to bend it, it's flat, I'm not going to bend it, I'm just going to hammer it to the bend, to the curve. And I'm not going to do it on here, I'm going to show how I'm going to do the refret when I'm back on the other bench. And that's it. I just need to take a rag. I could go with a little bit of Zippo fluid just to clean it up. Basically this is naphtha. You don't get naphtha in England, so we go with Zippo lighter fluid. Just put a squirt over there, and all we're going to do is just wipe it over, clean it up. I'm just going to clean the fretboard. And I can dry it out. I can dry the surface out anyway. I will be over the coming days, I will be adapting this jig. I'm going to put more steel inserts in there. I'm going to have one there, I'm going to add another one there, and I'm going to add another one here. So we're going to have 3 more, just to give much more support on my neck. I'm going to leave a 2 dial system. I could have got one in there, but it meant these ones have been spaced out right. I might make another beam and space 3 dials in here, but like I said, I'm going to put another bar there, another bar there, and another bar there, giving us a lot more support. It'll give us 1, 2, 3, 4, it'll give us 7 areas of support with these. This is 10mm steel with tops, so we don't damage the guitar. So that's it, this neck is ready for a refret. I've got a little bit of material missing on the fretboard here. I'm going to just drop some super glue in there, smooth it off, and then I'm going to be ready for doing the refret. So that for now really is going to be it. I'll show the fret wire, I've got one there if I can find it. There you go, bought 24 pieces of pre-cut. It's virtual, it's not quite flat, but it's quite flattish. It's all cut to length, every one of them long enough. There you go, that's as wide as we go, which is perfect. And we go down to this end and we've got over a centimetre overlap there. So that's it, it's going to go in really nice. It's a tiny little bit thinner than the last stuff, but it's the same height. I could just even tap one in just to show you how we're going to go. I've got the hammer to hand here, so no, I'm not going to do that because it's popped out and it's not the right way to do things anyway. But you get the idea, it's going to go straight in there. Yes, I'm going to glue that in definitely. I'll just get the hammer. I'm going to hold up the guitar. And that's how easy it goes in. There's one in there already, look. I could leave that in. And that's done. Snip off in. So I'm not going to do that. Reason being, I'm going to glue them in. So there you go. Going to be a nice easy job this. Just easy to do that. Glue it in, just do that. Snip off the ends. Be really easy to bevel these edges. So that's going to be it. So I'm going to get on. I'm going to prep the guitar. I'm going to take that out for starters, if I can. Because like I say, I'm going to glue them in. Whiz that one out. Now we're all prepped. I'm going to move the guitar to the other bench. I'm going to get the neck properly supported from underneath. I don't like doing the frets on this. I'm not going to use this anymore to put frets on. And that's going to be it. So I'll come back later and show you how we're going on. I have got the guitar on the jig. I might as well show you how we fill in these deep grooves and these slots that are worn on the neck itself. Now I don't know how much you can see this. I'm going to zoom in a little. I'm not going to move the guitar, so to make sure we can see where we're at. You can just about see there. What I've done is I've gone across with some super glue because there were deep grooves in here where the strings are bedded in or wore in. And what I've done is I've got some super glue on there. It's not doing its best to dry, so I'm going to spray with some accelerator. And it's still wet. What we're going to do is we want this to dry proud of the wood, and all we're going to do is we're going to file it off when it's dry. I'm just give it a few seconds. Chances are it's still wet, which is going to be. You can dab it in if you want, like I do. I did this on the last job I did recently. And there you go, that's now dry. And it's all sitting proud of the fretboard. You see how it's all dry on there now? And all I'm going to do is take a flat file, I'm going to come across it and I'm going to remove the glue. Still going to be a little bit proud, but don't worry about that, we'll sort her out in a minute. Cause no damage to anything, and we're just going to follow the radius. Remember, I did this on my Kramer a couple of weeks back, and I've also done the same thing on a vintage semi-acoustic, and that really is where we are with that. That's now flat. Looks messy, don't worry about things like that. I could take a scraper on there, which I'm probably going to, I can't find my Stanley blade when I've got knocking about, but I'll take a scraper to it. This will be as good. What we're doing is scraping off the excess glue, keep it flat. You can see that it's all coming together now. And that's it. It's now all smooth, flat. Doesn't look particularly brilliant, but once we've got the neck stained, or fretboard stained, that's going to be absolutely fantastic. Again, clear the slots. Beautiful. Now we're flat. There you go. Now there are no D-grooves in there. Super glue, so it's not going to I'll tidy that up, get some sandpaper on there, we'll get that tidied, and that is it. Got to crack on now, move it over to the other bench, and we'll start doing the refret. I totally forgot about this video, because I've actually made, since I've started recording this, I actually made another video where it's got two acoustic guitars. It's got this Yamaha, and it's got another one I've worked on which had a complete fret level, but staying on topic, and I've skipped quite a lot ahead with this Yamaha, the Compass Series Yamaha. The refret is done, but I totally forgot about that. This had all holes, really some really bad wear in it, which I'd filled in, and I completely forgot about it. So I'm going to show it again. I've done a refret. I've gone with 18% nickel silver and more or less a jumbo size. So it's 2.7mm wide by 1.1mm high. I've probably got it down to 1mm now because I've had to level the frets. Slightly bigger frets than you'd normally use on an acoustic, but they went in really well. Once I'd soaked the neck slots or the fret slots with mineral oil, I did it twice over a 4 or 5 week period. So the oil really didn't just soak into the slots, it soaked right into the wood, and then it easily accepted the fret wire. And you can see I had to cut through the binding. I decided I was going to do that, and a day later I found out this is quite an expensive guitar this day. So at first I regretted it. I thought I shouldn't have done that because cosmetically it won't look as good, but I'll tell you what, I'm really pleased with how this has come out. It's amazing, the frets are awesome, and the guitar itself, we brought it back to life. I know the bodywork's a little bit shoddy here and there, but like I said, I completely forgot I'd filled these slots, these grooves in on here, and it looks absolutely, it's the second time I've done that kind of job. I did it on my own Kramer, and it looks amazing. So again, another great advert for fretfriend.net and christian-guitars.com. So that's it. My wife's just tromped downstairs like an elephant. I forgot to shut the door, so that's a shame, but I'm going to leave it in the video. I'll be back later with another update. And here we go. What can I tell you? How's that? Tuners on there. Tuners are all loose, but tightened them all up. Put the original nut back on, cleaned it up really nicely. I've not cut my slots so deep, could go a little bit deeper on my slots. I'm not going to do anything like that. The action could be lower on this end, it means shaving some off the bottom of the saddle. I've got it all together now, it plays fine. I'm going to leave it as is. Like I say, not an earner this one. All the electrics work. So yeah, really nice. Lovely big booming sound for an old guitar. Yamaha Compass Series, model number CPX-5S. With a CS at the end of it there. Don't know where it was made. Taiwan. Made in Taiwan. Really nice looking guitar. Cleaned it all up, put the strap pins back on. Got the tuners all, like I said, tightened all the tuners up, got them back on, put the original nut back on. Glued this in a different way. I put a little bit of masking tape underneath, so I glue onto the masking tape. If you ever need to remove that nut, then you just got to peel it off. Really easy. So, I'd imagine 30 years old, this guitar. Not as good as new, but you know, pick up and playable. Sounds nice, feels nice, looks brilliant. Complete refret there, done for the price of half a dozen coffees at Costa. You know what I mean? What can you say? Job done. Another one wrapped up. Got to get this video all edited, get it uploaded, and we'll say ta-ta to this guitar. It's been fun to work on. It's been a lot of work, but fun to work on, and someone's going to be really happy when he gets it back. So till the next one, be good to each other. I'll talk to you soon.